to make a video about what ChatGPT has taught me about teaching. So, the onset of easily available AI language models like Perplexity, Copilot, Claude, basically tools that allow us to get instant questions and formatted responses using AI models. We've had a chance to utilize these tools in a capacity for education. I would say that these tools have definitely changed the way that I approach problem solving for lesson plan design. They've allowed me to go deeper with my own ideas, also with formatting ideas that I want to try out more quickly. The tools have allowed me to take an idea to a new level if it's an idea and see how well it could work in a different scenario. And also with the use and depth of the AI model to be able to write a more complex prompt around a topic, I can more easily integrate more ideas into an idea to a lesson, into an assessment, something that used to take more time, might take more thought, and often the thought and time became more of the deterrent to why it was getting done or wasn't getting done. So with AI now, the process of questions and prompts with students has always been a part of education. So that key relationship of asking questions, getting answers, differentiating question and answers is incredibly an important part of teaching. So with the onset of AI, we have this amazing tool that allows us to basically design questions which can take us to the next level faster. So information is more readily available, it's formatted more efficiently. I just think it's a very powerful tool that has sped up our cycle of teaching and learning in a way that we need to now be aware of how to best use it. So to start with, those are the key areas that I think it's addressed with my own teaching style. I definitely think that AI has definitely shown me my mindset, areas that I've been thinking about embedding into instruction, areas that I haven't been able to embed into certain instruction, some of the gaps in instruction. But it's given me an opportunity and the freedom to identify those more quickly. So I think with any sort of instruction, when someone's learning something, there can be a gap around the clarity of their understanding of the topic. And ChatGPT and other AI tools and language models are amazing at helping you expose what those gaps are so that you can address a topic more fully and more completely. With this process, you learn that with AI, the more incomplete or less a prompt is around a topic, the less quality the answer you're going to get. So it's really important that when you utilize a prompt or you're creating and refining an idea in an AI tool like ChatGPT for instruction, that you're taking your time to be thoughtful about it and incorporate all the areas that you really want to have included in any potential response. It can help you clarify the tasks that you expect your students to understand when teaching a topic and break them out more clearly than maybe you have before. And some of that clarity used to come through repetition of teaching a topic, and now you have the ability to see the steps and tasks that would be necessary to take it to the next level. With all of this, I would say the use of ChatGPT has helped me refine my processes in a way where not only do I define the key moments in my instruction and look at models that help define those better, but I can be more specific about tasks and outcomes and push students to explore their best outcomes, potentially utilizing AI as well. But it starts with me as an instructor utilizing a tool like ChatGPT or another AI tool to break things out with more clarity. The next area I would say is that students need better questions, not just answers. A student gets an answer to something often. For students who are going to push the topic for students who are going to push any particular topic, they're going to have additional questions. And as an educator, you may have additional answers, you may not. And that's a big part of the teaching cycle and adapting for a student's different ability to differentiate and modify instruction for a student. And ultimately, those who are going to learn more are going to have more questions following up from a learning cycle. So utilizing AI gives you this incredible opportunity to provide not only better questions for your students to start with, to be able to identify where they should begin their learning, but you can also refine answers. You can push the envelope in terms of extending questions, utilizing ChatGPT or an AI tool, and basically push the learning to a point where you can encourage students to think beyond just a static answer. They can look at other contexts, other variables, add those into prompts to be able to push their understanding of a topic. And we know that with AI and tools like ChatGPT, it's only as good as the question that we give it. So if you're teaching for inquiry, you can utilize this tool in amazing ways to help push and teach for inquiry, and utilize it to basically expand your entire question sets. And you're going to understand which questions work the best through your own processes and what students reveal to you that they're learning. And it makes question formation a skill, one that allows people to explore how they would ask a question as a formal skill set within the cycle of teaching and learning. Another amazing, powerful thing that ChatGPT has done for my teaching has provided that very quick ability to be fast and formative with assessments. With these tools, we have the ability to get very quick assessment results. We can get very quick responses and feedback. AI tools like ChatGPT can turn around that cycle of response on a topic and reduce feedback time, which can speed up the learning cycle. And if you're in a cycle where you're not able to provide an assessment quickly, you can quickly utilize an AI tool to help provide feedback in between to reduce delays. The fourth point I would make, it is an amazing tool for differentiation and levels the playing field in that area. It can be used to reword assignments, vocabulary skills, and get examples with the right approved tools for students to use, not necessarily ChatGPT, but with additional approved AI tools for student use. Students can use it to push their own learning and differentiate things for themselves. It can be considered an amazing equity tool if used correctly. The next point I think I would make about in the instructional process and impacts on how it's affected my teaching is it supports coaching how to teach people how to think, how to push their thinking, that you can't just have a result that is provided for you without having your own thought behind it. And coaching thinking and how to push your own thinking is really, really super important. This tool helps explain anything. So when you know that you have this ability to explain anything, you now have the choice of how you want to explain it. And that's a very powerful teaching tool. One thing that it can't do, though, is build resilience. It can't provide more confidence to a student directly. Students still need to understand what they're reading, how they're reading it, the context it's written, the vocabulary. They can find prompts to help them decipher that information, understand it better, but it's not going to give them the resilience and the ability to do it on their own and to stay with it and stay focused. As the educator moves towards the mentor and the facilitator and coach, their instructional knowledge becomes important in the process because they recognize how the student's either learning or not learning the material. And at the end of the day, they can make recommendations. And these tools are amazing at providing information from these recommendations. I would say that ChatGPT helped me understand my biases towards traditional instructional workflows, developing objectives, learning objectives, developing a sequence of instruction. I think instructors and teachers, I think many of them have a strength in one of those areas of the instructional cycle. And it can be hard to go back and look at that cycle and identify where you would improve. And I think tools like these AI tools like ChatGPT can help you find those areas that you need to improve in most and improve them very quickly and update them quickly.
Right now, I just need you to get real loose. Get comfortable.
So I think it's also worth noting that now we can encourage students to start at a different place with their understanding of a topic due to the fact that they have the information to start there. It's what they do with these topics that they have the additional information for. They should be deeper with more depth. I think we have to be aware of pushing them harder with the available tools they have. When a lot of AI, as it's being brought into instruction, it's not about necessarily like cheating or cheating the system. It's more about evolving your workflow and getting your workflow to be in a way that is evolving with instruction in the way that you want to improve it, and evolving your workflow to best support the student. Because at the end of the day, that's really who we're trying to support. And then it gives you the room for discussing how to integrate AI ethically into their work, which is where you eventually want to get that conversation. And finally, I would say that it's pushed me to think about how I can use it within my own curiosity as an instructor. How can I adapt and modify a lesson? How can I adapt and modify the way I teach something? How can I personalize it more? How can I connect with the student more around what I'm trying to teach? Is it creating an avatar? Is it making it, what should I consider doing? Is it about creating an avatar or creating scenarios that I wouldn't be able to have created before as efficiently? Is it making the learning experience more authentic? How is it asking questions? Is it asking more questions or asking others to ask questions? And what are the best questions to ask? And what are our gaps? I think we're better able to identify gaps with any topic. So thanks for checking out the video. I appreciate your time. Definitely, I think AI has definitely pushed all of our teaching and instruction to a place that has shifted us. And I definitely think with any type of instruction, AI can essentially be a powerful tool, but it needs to be utilized appropriately to be able to do that. So thanks for checking out the video. Please give a like and subscribe if you like the content. Hopefully you check out some of the other videos on the channel, and I hope to see you soon.